It was 1998, Detroit Metropolitan Airport, Christmas Eve. I was 7, bundled in a bright yellow raincoat my foster mom had sewn, the one with the tiny ducks on the sleeves. The terminal smelled of pretzels and jet fuel. People rushed past like water around a rock, but I stood frozen by the baggage carousel, clutching a small suitcase. My parents, Derek and Vanessa Crane, had walked me straight through security, no boarding pass, no unaccompanied minor paperwork. They stopped at the edge of the carousel, where oversized items circled slowly. "Wait here," Derek said, not looking at me. "We forgot something at the ticket counter. Count the suitcases until we're back." Vanessa added, "Be a big girl. Don't move." They turned and walked away, shoulders relaxed, steps quick. I watched their backs disappear into the crowd, certain they'd return any second. I counted: red roller bag, green duffel, golf clubs, a baby stroller. 100, 200, 300. The carousel slowed, then stopped. The lights dimmed. The terminal emptied. They never came back. A kind janitor found me at 10 p.m. Security called social services. But before anyone else could step in, a man in a navy peacoat approached. He'd been watching from a nearby bench. "I saw them leave her," he told the officer. His name was Theodore Lang, a retired corporate lawyer who had quietly made millions investing in early internet companies. He didn't promise they'd return. He just said, "I'm not leaving you alone tonight." He stayed through the intake, the foster homes, the adoption papers. He became my dad in every way that mattered, teaching me chess, law, and the quiet power of patience. When Theodore died at 84, his estate surprised everyone. $7.8 million, all to me. The story leaked. Judge inherits fortune from mystery mentor. 48 hours later, a process server rang my doorbell. Not a hug. A lawsuit. Derek and Vanessa Crane demanded the entire amount, claiming Theodore had kidnapped me from the airport, that they'd spent decades searching, and that I'd been brainwashed into forgetting them. They wanted restitution for their unimaginable suffering. I read the complaint in my chambers, the yellow raincoat, now framed on the wall. No call. No tears. Just greed. I'd been a burden then. Now I was a payday. I hired private investigator Lena Ortiz. Go back to 1998. Find every dollar they touched. 3 days later she called. "You're going to want to see this." In 1999, Derek and Vanessa had sued Northwest Airlines for negligent loss of a minor. Their story? I'd been checked in for flight to a sick grandparent, but the airline lost me. They wept in depositions, claimed endless grief. The airline settled for $610,000 to avoid headlines. But the real bomb was the affidavit they signed to receive the money. We, the parents, declare that our daughter Natalia Crane is presumed deceased and accept this settlement as full and final compensation for her wrongful death. They had legally declared me dead and spent the payout on a lake house, a boat, and years of cruises. Trial day. They performed perfectly, trembling hands, tearful stories of empty bedrooms and sleepless nights. Their lawyer painted Theodore as a predator, me as the victim of a long con. We didn't interrupt. We let them build their house of lies. Then we called their second daughter, my half-sister, Chloe, 26, a nurse who'd been raised on the myth of the lost sister. Chloe took the stand and quietly destroyed them. They used the story of Natalia's disappearance like a credit card, she said. Every time Dad needed money, they'd cry to the church, the neighbors, the local news. Donations paid our bills. But last month I found these. She produced a shoebox of receipts, casino chips from the day after I vanished, spa weekends, a new car, all dated within weeks of the settlement. Then we handed the judge the 1999 affidavit. The courtroom went deathly still. The presiding judge looked up, voice like ice. "Plaintiffs, you accepted over $500,000 by swearing your daughter was dead. Yet here she sits. Explain the contradiction." Their lawyer began packing his briefcase. Derek and Vanessa stammered. I stood without permission. "You didn't lose me," I said, calm and clear. "You sold me." And now you want to sell me again. The daughter you had died in that airport. I'm the woman who rose from the ashes you left behind. The judge's gavel cracked like thunder. Case dismissed with prejudice. Bailiff, take the plaintiffs into custody. I'm referring this matter to the U.S. Attorney for fraud and perjury. The fallout was swift. Indictments, frozen accounts, their lake house seized. Headlines shifted from judge's fortune to parents who cashed in on dead child. I kept the $7.8 million, but used it to launch the Yellow Raincoat Project, legal aid, housing, and mentorship for foster kids aging out. No child left unclaimed. Chloe joined the team. We meet for coffee every Sunday, rebuilding something real, free of their poison. I still have that yellow raincoat. I don't wear it for warmth anymore. I wear it because it reminds me I was never lost. I was simply waiting for the right person to find me, and for the day I'd finally find myself. Your comments are in. Finish them won by a landslide. If this story shook you, drop your verdict below. And subscribe, because the next one might be about the moment you finally stop waiting for people who never deserved you.